So I'm gonna give y'all more of my life story. I remember this one time I had this man. Well, my dad burnt down everything that we had in the house. Burned all my mom's stuff, burned everything, because we lived in a trailer, and they had gotten divorced, and he was mad about it, and he tried to come in one night while we was all asleep. I almost killed my mom. I almost beat her to death. I mean, this dude, and I'm not judging him. I he's my dad, and I don't like telling all the stories because I'm not trying to guilt him or for him to hear this, because I don't want to tell everything, because I don't want him to hear this, and past is the past. I ain't trying to bring it up, but we do have a story, and but he put us through hell. He put us through a lot. He didn't beat us as much as he did my mom. There's a few times, but it wasn't as much as with our mom. He was mainly towards us kids. He was mainly yelling, aggressive, angry, throwing shit, busting shit, slamming shit, breaking shit in the house. Always violent, very violent. But and we had to grow up dealing with that, and people wonder why we quiet and shit, because they weren't going through the same shit we was, and they would pick on us. But we had to go stay. The reason I'm telling the story is because we had to go stay with this lady, and ever since I was a kid, growing up, all the men hated me. I was a little kid, and this man, the one that we stayed with, he told me stay out of his daughter's room. And mind you, I was a kid. Hell, I wasn't, but shit, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hell, I don't even remember. But because we would all just go in there and play video games and stuff. I was a kid, and it wasn't like I was thinking about doing anything. You know what I mean? But I remember we had a next door neighbor over there, and they would all get us to go hang out, play with, whatnot. And but they told us to take all their dogs and throw them over this fence or something, because they wanted us to put the dogs up. So we took the dogs, put them down over the fence, and one of them jumped out of my arms while I was trying to set him down. Well, later on that day, or the next day in the morning or sometime, I forget, he came grab me by my damn neck and set me down on his damn steps, telling me that that dog broke his neck, and it was my fault, supposedly. Something like that. And I told him, I said, I don't remember seeing that. I remember putting him over the fence, but I don't remember seeing that happening to that dog. I mean, he did jump out of my arms, but I didn't intentionally just take it and just force and throw him over or something like he thought I did, I guess. I guess that's what I'm assuming he meant. And I tried to explain to him, I said, I can't help that the dog jumped out of my arms. I didn't see that happen to that dog. I think he lied, because I don't remember doing that. And it damn sure wasn't on purpose. But he grabbed me by my neck so damn hard. That I'll never forget that, man. And it was a lot of hate. Like, he just grabbed me with so much damn hate for me. Like, all them people, man. they all had so much hatred towards me. And I could never figure out why. And I think that's today because of family. But I can't remember how old I was, man, when all that shit happened. But I was a kid. But I've been dealing with this hate since I was a kid. And that's what I'm saying, man. I had to have been targeted for some reason to be dealing with having all these crazy stories that I ain't making up, you know. But man, I remember, hell, there was times where I would be out with my dad driving. I was like 4, 5, 6 years old, and I still remember this. He'd be having me in a truck while he's drinking and driving. And I'd be scared to death, man, because I was a kid. But a lot of these reasons I'm sharing these stories is because, you know, a lot of these TI groups, they think nobody knows nothing. Everybody's stupid. We don't have any life experience besides being targeted. And we ain't been through nothing. We not qualified to speak on nothing. They think you're stupid. And that's bullshit. And I'm going to use my voice. I'm going to speak. And people want to slander our names, yet they don't want to tell, but they don't want to hear our side of the damn story. They don't want to know our damn story. Well, I'm speaking. I'm going to use my damn voice. And I don't care what nobody thinks. And they can laugh all they want. But as you can tell, man, I've had all these crazy ass experiences. All this hate. And like I said, it's got to be from people targeting me since I was a kid. You know, messing with me, want to bully me. That think they're the damn, I don't know who they think they are. But man, I've been through some shit, man. I've been through some shit, and I've been through a lot more than what I'm saying. I've been through a lot of stuff. Now, does it make me better? No, hell no, it don't make me better. But I'm not stupid. I've survived a lot of shit. And they get mad when I make videos and then try to downplay what I say and everything. No, I'm telling my damn story, whether you like it or not. You can kiss my ass. You know, and when I bring up some stuff, you know, my mom will always be saying shit like, "You didn't go through what I've been through. You ain't go through nothing." What kind of mom tells her kid that? You know what I'm saying? That's not normal. That's not an excuse to gaslight and dismiss somebody, because that's what narcissistic families do. But I got a lot of memories of being a kid, being around my dad, and him going to fucking drug houses and shit, doing drugs. Leave me out in the damn truck. Going into women's houses and shit. And I'm outside in this damn truck. And people wonder why I'm the way I am. And then one time, man, my dad was in there supposedly getting a haircut. I was inside the truck 2 or 3 hours late at night in a damn back alley in a truck as a little kid. And my mom comes busting. I had to call my mom. I don't know how. I think I was 4 or 5 or something. I had to call my damn mom. And I don't even know how I called her. I don't even know how I figured it out. But I was in the truck by my damn self. And but she came. She knew exactly where I was when I explained it to her. I don't know how, but she did. Well, other reasons. And she can't beat the shit out of his truck. Messed that glass, everything up. But man, I've been in so many situations like that growing up. And hell, man, I remember one time my dad, I think this was the time where we was planning a surprise birthday party for my mama. I forget what house this was, somewhere in Nashville or something. But I remember him being with this girl when I was real little, and I remember this. He was in there. I think he was in there kissing her while I was in there with him. I guess he didn't think I was going to realize it or notice it. But But this is some of the shit that I have grown up with, man. And people wonder why, I'm the way I am, or I act a certain way, or I'm quiet. That's because I've been through a lot. And that's a lot of shit to have to sit and process through, man. Going to counseling on that shit. I went to counseling on a lot of that shit. And that's a lot of shit to sit and have to process, man, because that's so many damn different events. I couldn't, and I could tell you 1,000 more. That's just the gist of it. And like I'm saying, I'm not here blaming this on my family. I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm not making these videos to shame them. But these are the things, man, that happen when you grow up in families that have records, criminal backgrounds. It's a lot of stuff that's not normal. I mean, it is normal. It shouldn't be normal, but it is normal in those kind of families. And then you wonder why people act towards you the way they do, and you don't know, when you're young, because you don't know all that stuff about your family. Hell, I remember this one time, man, I had this strange girl come up to my house on a bike. She'd always ride her bike up down the road. She came over our house one time riding a bike and was talking to us. So we went inside the house, man, and she said something about she wanted a box of cakes or something. And I was like, or no, we just went in to get a box of cakes to give to her. And then all of a sudden, she just started crying and acting real guilty and ran off. I think she was originally coming over to, probably to bully me or something. Probably to come over here to bully us. And we went to get her some snacks, because hell, we didn't know we was real young. She ran off crying. And that's the only thing I could ever make of that situation, because it was weird. But I mean, I'm telling you, man, I've seen and experienced some crazy shit in my life. Weird, random shit. And I remember one time, man, we had this boy come over across the street, and he stepped on a damn nail in the backyard. His parents would never let him come back over. But I don't blame him for that one. Because there was nobody out there supervising us. We had no supervision. Like we just be outside doing whatever. Crazy, man. That's the crazy shit that happens in these kind of families. And like I said, I'm not blaming or shaming anybody. I'm just telling my story. Everybody has a story, and we shouldn't be allowed to speak up. It shouldn't be against the law for us to not be able to speak up and share our story. I've seen a lot of things. I've been through a lot of things, And I ain't shared everything. because it's just so much. um, but this is just a gist of it. It's just like that neighbor earlier that came out here grunting real loud while making a video. Guess what? I'm still back out here making videos. And I got mad for a second, said what I had to say, but I didn't act in violence or go over there. Because I was so mad I wanted to go over there, but I didn't. I walked away. And that's what you got to do in these situations. When people try to entrap you into a situation to act out, don't even go over around them. Unless you want to expose them. You know, when you want it to stop, just don't react. Because they want you to engage in what they're doing. They're the ones out there starting it in the first place. Like the videos about this woman on her YouTube channel, the TI experience. Every single time she pulls into her driveway, either the neighbors from up the street are standing there waiting for her to get there so they can harass her, hoping they'll get a reaction from her, or the people across the street are standing outside blocking her from getting in her driveway every single time. Because they are hoping she'll engage in it. And just for them to be out there doing that, that's a crime. Because they try to say harassment is not a crime. I think that is a crime. And if they think it ain't, or if it ain't, it needs to be. The way they're doing it. The way that they're doing it, that is a crime. But it's pretty damn funny. And then, as a man, when I actually go try to seek help for my problems, because I do have a lot of anger and stuff from where I grew up, and I know y'all heard that too, rock hitting the fence, whatever. I don't care. I ain't worried about it. But as a man trying to get help, seeking your problems, trying to go to counseling, even the damn counselors act like they don't want to help you, or because you have so many issues, it's like some of them get tired of working with you and want to send you somewhere else, or they get impatient. You know, it's hard for us men to get help, you know, and then everybody wants to put their blames on everybody in society. But hell, I don't know if that rock that hit the fence was random. I'm just gonna write it off as random, even though it came from the other side where dude just grunted. But we ain't gonna go there. But I'm just gonna write that one off. But when you try to go get help with your problems, or you do go get help, and some of it does work, but all the therapy, all the counseling, it all falls short. You know, it's like you get to where you think this 12-step program is going to work, or this therapy is going to work, and it falls short. And then they try to say that TIs need to be rehabilitated or something. They're in the program to be rehabilitated, or because of the way they act. But they don't know what I need and don't need. They don't know all the fucking years of counseling and shit I've been in, getting help for issues. They don't know. Man, they don't know what I've done and ain't done. They can't say that I ain't tried. You know, whatever they they want to say about me. You know, I'm quiet, I'm shy, I'm weird, I'm this, I'm that. They think that they know everything. They think they know it all. That they know your whole life story and what you've been through, because they want to blame you. People love blaming other people for stuff because they don't want to hear your side of the story. They don't want to know your story. They're afraid of what it's going to do, if it's going to come back on them and affect them in the future. You know, especially when you come from a family, most of them do drugs. I mean, and drink and everything else. And then they want to put all their problems on everybody else, or try to scapegoat somebody in the damn family with all their problems. Put all their problems on them. And then try to blame somebody. But I'm not shutting up and I'm not backing down. It's in the story. Until I can have a lawyer in an investigation. And when I say investigation, I don't mean gang stalking investigation. I'm talking about a real one. Then we can have that conversation. Because I don't mind having that conversation. But, yep, that's all I got to say. You know, well, and then I had this biblical counselor that I was seeing, trying to get biblical counseling. And he stopped talking to me because the gang stalkers called and told him a bunch of shit. So he didn't want to help me no more. He just went on and believed whatever lies that they told him. Because all these damn people from the damn bars and shit want to stalk and spy on people. And I remember it was some black dude, because he asked me. He said, "Oh man, what are you doing, man? What's your plans, man? What are you trying to do? Like, what are you doing to make that happen or something?" I said, "Oh, I'm doing a biblical counsel." And he said, "Oh, really?" And right after that, the next day when I talked to my biblical counselor, he quit talking to me. He said some crazy ass shit. Quit talking to me. And I even called him out on it. Texted him, called him out. "Oh no, there ain't no problem." But he never messaged me again, because I intentionally, purposely tried to set up another counseling session with him. All of a sudden he stopped. But you got these people that get up in these groups and try to entrap and set up people because they don't like them. And they want to gang stalk somebody because they want more attention and more likes and views and validation and approval. So they got to go gang stalking people and group up on them and spy on them because they don't like you. Well, if you don't like me, well, I'm going to keep speaking. You can gang stalk me, you can accuse me of what you want. I'm going to keep speaking. Whether you want me to, whether you like it, whether you care I speak or not, you're not the only people in the world that exist. The world doesn't revolve around you. There are many people out there that want to know these things. Whether you do or not isn't my problem.